South Dallas, they get hurt.
Oh, yeah. What's going on tonight? What's going on tonight? Welcome, everybody, one more time to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live right now on the Sports Empire Network pages, Facebook and YouTube pages. Also being heard and seen live on my personal page, my personal Facebook page, and the Big Time Show Facebook page, as well as the Big Time Show YouTube page. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter right now as we speak. And then, of course, to my family on Podbean tonight. We're grateful to be again with you on tonight in prime time. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. So we're in prime time. It's Monday night. So if it's Monday night and it's 7 o'clock, it automatically means that it's time for the Big Time Show podcast now. What's going on, everybody? Listen, for those that are in on Podbean, I see people on Podbean. Hello. I see those that are joining in live right now. Listen, if you do not mind, do me a favor. Will you share real quick? If you don't do anything else, just push the like button as we go on. That helps with the algorithm of the show. It puts, the more likes you have, the more chances that the podcast will be seen by folks that it didn't reach on the previous show. So I'm asking that you would go ahead and help your boy out. If you don't mind, it would be nice if you would do that. And that don't cost you anything. You know, that little like button on your Facebook button, that's all you got to do. Push that. That's all. It's easy. Matter of fact, try it out real quick. Do it. Bang. That's all it takes. For those of you that want to contribute monetarily to the podcast, it's very simple. If you're on Facebook, you can hit those stars. Those stars are there. That helps out. Then, of course, if you're on the Big Time Show YouTube page, you see the super chat button at your bottom right, and you can do it there as well. We got a interesting show tonight. Because I am going to highlight what I feel is a problem. I believe we got a problem tonight. I see it. I feel it. Let me speak to everybody real quickly. Hey, if you're watching, speak to me. I'm gonna call your name out. I just like for people that like to join in with me. What's going on? I see Brother Kyle in the building. What's going on? Just finished his show. It's hard to sit in front of a computer and do a show for an hour yourself and then come immediately and then come and join in on my show. So I appreciate you, Kyle. Mr. Freddie Henderson, what's going on? I see you. John Suggs, thanks for popping in. I'll answer your question in just a second. Jory, appreciate you. What's going on? Excuse me. Those are on Podbean. I see Miss Ty in the building. What's going on? I appreciate everybody who's popped on so much. Keep sharing. Usually we end up with about, have a pretty good crowd here tonight. The Sports Empire Network is very busy. Jay just finished the show. It's almost something on every hour. So it's my time now, and I won't hold you long. Realizing that some of you need to eat dinner and get ready for work tomorrow. But of course, I'm not gonna bore you because I'm entertaining. You know that. Everybody know that by now. I'm big time. I mean, it just ain't no question about that. Y'all know that. So let's have some fun tonight as we talk about an area that I don't think is getting enough coverage. You understand? I don't think we're getting enough coverage from this particular standpoint. Usually this off season, we've heard about the Cowboys, how great they're supposed to be on defense. I'm one of the ones that says that they are supposed to have a dynamic defense. The offense is still, a lot of folks are not convinced quite yet about the Cowboys offense quite yet. Some folks are, some folks are not. I get it. I think we're going to be fine, perfectly honest with you. I still think we're going to be one of the highest scoring offenses in the league like we have been for the last 3-4 years. I don't think nothing's really going to change on that. I believe we're going to score a lot of points. We're better on offense as of today. Defensively, though, let me go ahead and say this, and I guess this is why I started raining on the parade of the Dallas Cowboys. I need all my Cowboy fans very quickly to just lean in real quick. I need to talk to you real quick because, see, of all the talk of the Cowboys are supposed to have a great defense this year, I want to throw in this in. You cannot have a great defense if you can't stop the run. I don't care about Michael Parsons being out there. I don't care about Trayvon Diggs. I don't care about Stephon Gilmore. I don't care about the LVE. I don't care nothing about Malik Hooker. I don't care anything about none of these guys that you're talking about. And by the way, let me stop right there. If you are on the Big Time Show YouTube page, obviously, as you already know, if you get a super chat, I will stop talking and read your comment immediately like that. For those that are doing that. But listen, I see the chat lighting up. I see the haters in here. Freddie Henderson, automatically. I mean, good Lord. See, when you say comments like this, I really recognize this. I'm not really going to speak to it. Y'all see that comment there? He said, at best, y'all will be the third best team in the division. That's because he's a Giant. Well, he's a Giant fan. He thinks the Giants, of course, is better than the Cowboys. Most of y'all are not even going to consider that right quick. Nobody ain't going to even. Is it even worth me talking about? I mean, give me a break. Everybody knows who are the two teams in that division. Everybody else ain't talking about that. So, this comment here, I will entertain this. I'll entertain this. The third best, so I'll let it go. But anyway, let me take that down because I don't want my show to be infested with foolishness. And that's foolishness I just heard right there. So that's what's going on. So this is the part where I'm really, it ain't time to call in yet, so don't call in yet. Come back and call in. Because you ain't talking about now when you call in. And just let that be known. Okay? So here we go. When we talk about all these star players on the defensive side, and we have them, you really don't hear nothing about the defensive tackle position. Sure, you hear about our edge rushers. Yeah. You hear about Parsons. You hear about our secondary. You hear about that, but you don't hear anything really about our defensive tackles. And the truth be told, stopping the run has been the Achilles heel for the Dallas Cowboys for at least the last 8-9 years. We don't never have one of them big bologna sandwich, lunchbox, salami, salami eating, you remember if y'all watched the Fred Flintstone cartoon, one of them big old steaks that when he carried the cough all over, that we don't have one of them big guys, you know what I'm saying? Look like they just carried a whole refrigerator around them the whole time. We've never had one of those guys that take up 2-3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. We got these pretty defensive ends, slender, and, do yoga, and, guys that do, exercises and stretches, and, massage table. See, the guy that I'm talking about, the kind of guys I'm talking about, they don't need no massage. They got knots all over their legs. You see cuts all over their leg. They don't wear no Band-Aids. They eat a slab of ribs for breakfast. You understand? A whole slab. 3 or 4 pieces of light bread, wheat bread, whatever. And these kind of guys, y'all know what I'm talking about. Real sloppy guys. Crumbs on the side of their mouth when they talk and all that kind of. We ain't had one of those guys. Now y'all stop laughing. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. These are the type of guys that I'm looking for. And we've never had it, and therefore teams have just ran over us up the middle for years and years and years. And if you can't stop the run, I don't care what you have, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it at all. And so that's what I want to talk about tonight, because see, if we don't have nobody that can really stop the run this year, we're going to be in the same position that we've been in for the last 8-9 years. And that is a team that can only go so far because you can't stop the fundamental purpose of a defense. And that is to stop the run. That's the main thing. If you cannot stop the run, you cannot win. It's just that simple. It's nothing else to really say. And that's tonight what I want to talk about tonight. I want to share, just to show you this, what we're working with starting off this season. Let's go. Let's go to work, y'all. So as you can see, this is the 2023 depth chart for the Cowboys so far heading into training camp. So as you can see, I'm my own producer too. Y'all see how I do all this movement? Okay, anyway. You see how the depth chart is. Particularly, I need you guys to look at nose tackle and defensive tackle for our context tonight and content on this evening. Number 1, we drafted Mozzie Smith, who was a first-round pick. You figure he's going to be the starter. They already have him listed as a starter, one of the starters. This is one of the guys. Then you have Big OC there as defensive tackle. I don't think you can really lock in on him being the starter. I believe it depends on the package that the Cowboys will be running to determine what those guys will be doing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You see the background of the backup to Mozzie is Big Jonathan Hankins, who we just signed, or re-signed, in the offseason. That's a lot of meat there between Mozzie and Jonathan. There's a lot of bologna sandwiches getting eaten. Between them two, it's a lot of Kool-Aid been drunk. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of beers been drunk between them two. A lot of kegs, not cans. They drink kegs. 1 keg per man. They take a keg, they slurp, they sip, and when they sip on it, they hold it in one hand. and let it fall down to their mouth. That's kind of guys there. All right. Big Jonathan, Big Mozzie, those are two humongous guys. The backup enlisted for now is Neville Gallimore, and then behind Hankins is Bohanna, Chauncey Golden for behind Gallimore, and then Isaac Alaricon there. First of all, these are our defensive tackles so far. And if this is my defensive tackles, there's a lot of pressure on a couple of these guys. 3 in particular. But I'm going to start from the bottom up. Let's look at Isaac Alaricon, whatever his name is. First of all, Cowboys got to get out of this charity system, okay? We got to get out this charity system. This is a guy who's a Latin type player, that a foreign type player, what they say, and the Cowboys hold a spot for these guys. I think every team does it. And what they're doing, actually, Isaac is trying to play a position that he's never played before. He was playing offense. Now he's playing defense. This will be his first year. The way I look at it is he's just holding a roster spot. Get him off the team. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We don't need charity cases. We don't need feel-good stories. Get him off the team. That's the first thing. He should be this is his first year playing the position at nose tackle. Now, you know, if you ain't never played nose tackle, how in the world you gonna make it in the NFL? And you're really not that big. You're not big at all. We're just wasting a roster spot with him. He should be cut, practice squad, whatever. He's really not that guy, okay? So I don't even want to talk about him other than we wasting the roster spot. Should get him off the team, to be honest with you. See what I'm saying? I don't like it at all. I don't like it. He should be getting out of the way. Now, let's look again. You can see, you saw Alaricon. Let's look again. This is where it gets interesting, and then I'm gonna come back to it. Chauncey Golden is a guy that can flat out play. He's just not had the opportunity. He can play. He can play. He can play inside and outside. He can be a defensive end and nose tackle. He can do that. But he's been playing inside. He's very quick off the ball. I think there's a spot for him on this team. I like the way he plays. He just hadn't had the featured spotlight on him. But that's not what we're banking on. I think he'll be a fine addition. I just don't think that's what we're banking on. This is where it gets interesting. Neville Gallimore and Quentin Bohanna. This is where we're gonna have a little issues, and I'll show you what I'm talking about a little bit later. Cowboy fans, you need to check this out real quick. We got 3 guys who I feel are locks. That's Mozzie, Osa, and then Jonathan Hankins. I think those 3 we really don't even have to discuss. Those guys will be pretty much our main 3 guys where the rotation comes in. The next 3 is where it gets a little funny, and I'm really gonna say the next 2, and that's Neville Gallimore, Quentin Bohanna. Now keep those names in mind as we get ready to check this out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check this part out about OC and Quentin Bohanna. So this is from an article written by Jonathan Adams from heavy.com. I believe that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I need you to see what and he's an insider for the Cowboys. Listen to what he says. That despite being a 6th round pick in the 2021 draft, Bohanna has been able to carve out a role for the defense But now Bohannon now finds himself fighting for a roster spot, with Dallas expected to lean on Smith, Mozzie Smith, and Hankins for 2023. The defensive tackle still has 2 seasons remaining on the team-friendly 4-year, $3.6 million contract. It just shows his money there. And then it says Bohannon would need to improve his play in order to secure a spot on the final 53-man roster. Defensive tackle earned dismal 30.5 and a 41.1 grade from Pro Football Focus over his first 2 seasons. That is horrible. It's like, why are you even playing? That's horrible. That's ridiculous. Like why is he even on the team if this is all what he can do? In other words, he's been a tremendous disappointment to the Cowboys since he started playing there. It's no question about it. He has been flat out horrible. That's one guy. Now, the other guy that is a problem is this guy. Let's go back. This is what he writes at the beginning. The interior of the Cowboys defensive line was considered one of the team's biggest weakness last season. The front office is hoping that offseason moves have greatly improved the unit. Talking about Mozzie and Jonathan getting signed was big. Then here's where it gets interesting. The last roster projections has the Cowboys releasing Quentin Bohannon and, yes, Neville Gallimore. Bohannon is a player of particular interest that the defensive tackle played in 13 games, including 9 starts during the 2022 season. This is why it gets real interesting, because a lot of people love Gallimore. Listen to what he says. Gallimore being a healthy scratch for the playoffs, that's 2 games, says a lot about where his end of year stock was in the eyes of the staff. Wait a minute. Neville Gallimore was a healthy scratch. In other words, nothing was wrong with him, and he did not play in the 2 playoff games. And this was one of our high draft picks, I believe, in the 3rd round from a couple years ago. And he did not play. That means either he's in the doghouse or they just feel like there's more people that were better than him. So that don't look good. It don't really look good for him, considering the fact that we have Mozzie now, considering the fact that we just re-signed Big Hankins, and we have OC. Those are your 3. Gallimore, even if he beats people out, he's going to be considered the 4th guy. You don't carry 4. Well, you carry 5 defensive. Well, you might carry 4 defensive tackles. You might. But this is not looking good for Quentin Bohannon and Neville Gallimore. I mean, it really don't look good at all for him. This is a critical time for Gallimore and Bohannon leading up to training camp. It is amazing to me to see how what's going on in those regards for those 2 gentlemen. I thought that Gallimore was, I know he's been hurt, but for him to be a healthy scratch those last 2 games in the playoffs at least, and there was nothing wrong with him, that was unbelievable to me. That lets me know that he's really in a bad way. He's in bad shape on how he's going to be, looked at coming into training camp. And the question then becomes, ladies and gentlemen, is Mozzie Smith a rookie? Let me throw that in. And Big Hankin and OC, is that really enough to stop the run? Let me say this. in fairness, I don't think it is OC. Because OC was in there and was getting ran over. Big Hankins made a difference. Big Hankins made a tremendous difference. He was balling. He was holding the line. Two guys had to block him. He wasn't moving. They couldn't move him out the way. But he got hurt. That was the problem with him. He just got hurt. And then the unknown is Mozzie, who is a rookie. But everyone knows about Mozzie. He's strong, super duper strong, like freakish type strength. But here's the problem. This is not Michigan. This is the NFL. This is not the Big Ten Conference. This is the NFL. What happened in Michigan don't mean it's going to happen in the league. You got strong, grown men that's going to be on the opposite side of the ball. Everybody's freakish. Everybody's freakish in the NFL. So we really don't know yet what Mozzie really brings to the table. We see what he did in Michigan, but we don't know what he offers in the pros. By no means. So I don't know, based off my observation, I don't think that we got enough. I don't. Somebody got, Gallimore, Bohanna's there. One of those guys are going to make the team. And the question is it going to be enough to stop the run? Because I'm telling y'all, when you look at teams like Philadelphia, when you look at teams like the 49ers, when you look at teams like perhaps the Giants, just our division alone, when you look at some of those guys, these teams, these running backs that they have, you better have somebody there in the middle that can stop the run. It ain't gonna be on the defensive ends. It's not gonna be on the linebackers. It's gonna be on the defensive tackles to plug holes up, not make things so easy and free, so they can let your linebackers run and make plays. I think we got that in Hankins and hopefully Mozzie. I ain't so sure about Osa. Osa is more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. He's very quick off the ball. He's very quick. He'll beat you with his speed. He rarely beats you with his power. Rarely. And I've seen him get pushed around last year. So I'm not convinced that he's ready for that. So I'm really concerned about our group as defensive tackles, period. Because I don't know if that is going to be enough to get things done so that we can make this next level. If our defensive tackles are not right or they're not capable of making plays, this defense will not be what everybody's thinking that it's supposed to be. Most people, Cowboy fans and haters, believe that the Cowboys defense will be legit this year. You know what I've said. Top 5 defense in the league this year. And possibly a top 3. I believe that's the Cowboys' ceiling this year. I believe this defense will be smothering, but it won't be smothering if we can't stop the run. It won't be. If teams know they can just run over us nonstop, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a real problem. And just looking at it off face value, I got too much of an unknown in Mozzie. I believe he's gonna be just fine. I believe it, but I got to see it first. See, I know what Hankins brings to the table because he showed me that last year. I know what he's going to do. I know what OC is capable of. Mozzie is the wild card. Bohanna has to step up tremendously. He's done nothing. Quentin has done nothing. Gallimore, I don't know what happened to Gallimore other than he's been hurt. But he fell off as well. These guys have got to step up this year because the rotation has got to go, it's got to happen. We don't need to be putting trash in. Like if they see you coming in, they say, oh my goodness, we finna run the ball now. We don't want that. We don't want no drop off. We don't want no drop off. None. And I got to see it first. Dan Quinn, of course, brings the best out of everybody. But then, when you're getting pounded upon by centers and guards that weigh 350 pounds and all you weigh is 290, that's kind of like what OC is, 290, 294, something like that. You're going to lose most of those. If they put their hands on you, you're going to lose that. You're going to lose most of them kind of type of battle. So we got to make sure that we're getting everything correct for the postseason. The training camp is going to answer all of these questions. I'm fully aware of that. Really not going to be answered in preseason games because a lot of guys are not going to be playing in the preseason. Not a lot of downs. They will get some work, if you ask me. Those type of guys will get some work, but they're going to hang their hats in practice during training camp. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out. I think that the number one starters are going to be Hankins and Mozzie. I think OC, and I'm going to go ahead and stick with Gallimore. I don't think they're going to give up on him. I don't think Bohanna going to make it, though. I hate to say that. I don't think Bohanna going to make it. And I love the kid. He's from Memphis, my hometown, right here in Memphis, played at the University of Memphis. Big boy. Big boy. I just don't think he's going to make it. And if he makes it, he'll be on the practice squad. What's up, Key? I see you. I just don't see him being an impactful player. Chauncey Golston is a wild card to me. Chauncey Golston, I believe, can be our fourth defensive tackle. Be out without a doubt. I believe he can. And if he is, then he's gonna make a real impact. Because he also can rush the quarterback. So that's one thing about OC and him. They both can rush the quarterback from either outside. Well, Golston can get you outside and inside. Hey, John Suggs, I see your question, man. You know what? I owe you a question from before. Let me get to that question. I'm sorry. I did say I was going to do that. Your first question was, do I think Mozzie starts for Dallas filling nose tackle spot? Yes, I do. I think Mozzie will be a day one starter. No question about it. Then your next question was, you don't think Cox could be a bigger back player since he returned from his injury? Really? I know Vander Esch in the ankle, but I think Cox will be better. Well, he won't get the chance to start over Vander Esch. Can he be impactful? Yes, he can be. But, we've been waiting on him. He's been injured. We've been waiting on him. That's the reason why they went out and got an Overshown, who I think is hungry and can play immediately. That's why they went out and got a Deron Bland. Not Bland, I'm sorry, but a Damone Clark, who probably is going to be projected to be our starting linebacker. We just been waiting on him. He just ain't been healthy. And when you're not healthy, you lose your spot. But if he's ready to go, can he be impactful? Yes, because he's fast. That's just awesome to put that type of speed on the field. If you can do that. So yeah, he can be impactful because he can make plays. But will he get the chance though? And who is he gonna beat out? Once you start thinking about that, John, I mean, who he's gonna beat out? Parsons, of course, is your linebacker. Damone Clark is scheduled to go in as being your other one, and Vander Esch is in the middle. Cox can't play inside. He had to play weak side linebacker. He can't play middle. He's not big enough. He's not big enough to play middle linebacker, so he wouldn't be able to take Vander Esch's spot in the first place. The spot that he would take, he might go in. Maybe if he's good enough, he might go in and play the linebacker position when Michael Parsons go down on the line. Now that can happen. One thing about Dan Quinn, he's got about 1 million packages, so all these guys are gonna get playing time. Ain't no question about that. But I don't see how Cox will take over Damone Clark. I don't see that. That's really the only spot that's open because he's not starting over Vander Esch. He don't even play that position, and we all know he's not going to be starting over Michael Parsons. So the only spot for him is Damone Clark. I don't think he beats out Clark. All right, I hope I answered your question, John. Hope I answered your question on that. But it makes no difference if you playing linebacker or not if you don't have no defensive tackles that can stop and get your linebackers in position. It makes no difference what kind of linebacker you have because they're gonna get swallowed up too on the second level by some of these guards and some of these other people like that. There's just nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. I just don't see it. I really don't. So we are at a point where, again, training camp is going to answer a lot of these questions that I'm talking about. It's going to open the floodgates up. I think we're going to have a very serious battle between Gallimore and Bohanna. That's really where the fight is. I think the first three are secure. And I think Golston is secure as well. I think that Mozzie, Jonathan Hankins, I believe that those two, along with Osi, are locks for the team. Let's look at it one more time. Let's look at that one more time so I can make sure what's going on here. Let's look at this one more time about the depth chart heading into training camp. I need you to pay a particular attention to the nose tackle, defensive tackle. So as you can see, Mozzie, Jonathan Hankins, and Osa at defensive tackle, those are locked as far as I'm concerned. I know they're going to be locked. I believe Chauncey Golston is a lock. I believe he's a lock as well. So those are my four. Chauncey Golston, Jonathan Hankins, Mozzie Smith, and Osa. Gallimore, Bohanna, and I'm not even counting Isaac, Alarcon, the Cowboys hold that position. This dude played offense last year. He's never played defense in his life. He's on their international, I guess the Cowboys. I don't know if every team have to do that, but he's an international player. The way I look at it is it's a wasted roster spot, especially if you're switching him from offense to defense. He's never played defense before. So the way I'm looking at it is he's just a roster spot. Somebody else should have it. But the fight is going to be between Neville Gallimore and Quentin Bohanna. Gallimore was a healthy scratch for 2 years. For the last 2 playoff games this year, which means was nothing wrong with him. They just didn't dress him. That's not good. That means he's in the doghouse. Quentin Bohanna had 2 of the lowest grades on Pro Football Focus in the last 2 years, which means he ain't playing well at all. He's getting moved. He's getting blocked. He's not making any plays. Those 2 people there, that is where the last guy's going to come in. Everybody has a good chance. One of these 2 guys here Neville Gallimore, Quentin Bohanna, it is a real good chance one of those two guys get cut. I believe that. And we got to find it, because if this is what we're rolling with, these guys here, the Cowboys' Achilles heel has been stopping the run. We ain't stopped the run in a decade. I'm not exaggerating. We have not stopped the run in a decade. And I'm not talking about, we're surrounded. What the Cowboys have done, now they invested this year. It took them long enough. The Cowboys have got all the surrounding pieces. I mean, good Lord, we're great. We're good in the secondary. I mean, borderline great. Got to see it first. But I mean, the secondary, as I said on last year, was legit. I'm talking about cornerbacks and safeties combined. The secondary for the Cowboys is just ridiculous. Y'all see it on the depth chart there. You can see it. You can just look at the names. The secondary of the Cowboys as a whole, for the Cowboys is legit. Not worried about that at all. The linebacker core is better than what people are going to think. But the defensive tackles is not where the Cowboys get a lot of press, because they ain't never stopped. Now they did go get Mozzie. That was their answer. They spent money in the first round to go get a defensive tackle, a nose guard. They went ahead and got that. That's good. But I'm here to tell you, all them Pro Bowlers and all pros we got on defense, it won't mean a hill of beans if you can't stop the run. And so this has to be right. This has to be right. This has to be right. Right there. Even though even though I'm looking at the defensive tackles there, I'm worried about Gallimore, because how do you explain a guy being a healthy scratch for the last two playoff games in a season? Nothing was wrong with him. Absolutely nothing was wrong with him. They decided just not to dress him. Now, we don't know why that was. We don't know if he had an attitude problem. We don't know nothing. All I know is he didn't play. That's all I know. All I know is he didn't play. He didn't dress. He didn't play. He was a healthy scratch. That means he was in the doghouse. So I would assume then that Neville Gallimore would be coming in with a chip on the shoulder. So if we're going to see the best Neville Gallimore, we're getting ready to see him now. Because to be honest with you, his job is on the line. And according to the article that I showed you guys, he's on the borderline of being cut. That's what they said. They said he's on the borderline of being cut, as well as to be cut will be Quentin Bohanna. Good question, John, right here. I love this. Great question. He says, what about Hankins at nose tackle and Mozzie at defensive tackle? But here's a good thing, John. Those two, they can be interchanged. They can play both. And so then it becomes really, when you're gonna play chess like that, it's all about matchups. Even right there between the center and guard position, you're pretty much probably gonna put whoever the strongest guy on the weakest guy. If you got a center that's having troubles, you're gonna probably. Hold up, we got to see. I know what Hankins can do, John. I have to see what Mozzie can do. I ain't seen it yet. We don't know yet. We got to see it first. I think Mozzie is going to be incredible, but we got to see it before we before we can really just make those type of things. But I do know that both of them. See, Mozzie, here's one thing, John. Mozzie is so versatile. Mozzie even played a little defensive end at times in Michigan. So he can play, in and out. So he's athletic enough, he can do that, and he's big enough to do that. So Mozzie is dangerous. But ladies and gentlemen, for Cowboy fans, this is where the answer is coming from this year. Mozzie, OC, Jonathan Hankins, Gallimore, Bohanna, one of those two guys, as I said, those guys are going to fight it out probably for that last spot. On defensive tackle it is. So, I really think that we really are about to have a real battle at training camp between those two. And I'm talking about Quentin Bohanna and Neville Gallimore. I believe we're about to have a real battle between those two guys right now. I really believe it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that little look at our defensive tackles. I'm going to end it a little early tonight. I just wanted to focus in on that because I think that may be one of the biggest battles in our training camp this year. I think it's going to be huge between Gallimore and Bohanna. I think it's going to be huge. I really do. And I don't think those questions are going to be answered until, I think that might be answered in the preseason because I can see Gallimore and Bohanna playing in the preseason a lot. I can see that. I can see it. I can see them actually playing. They're not going to get the starters treatment. They're going to have to go ahead and battle it out. I can see that. And they'll probably be playing together as well, which ain't a bad look. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. I can really see it. All right? I appreciate everybody hanging with your boy tonight. Those are on Podbean. Thank you so much. Those that are on all the various pages that we're on, I appreciate you tonight. It's been fun. Hopefully we gain a little more education out of it. The phone line is now open real quickly. And hopefully been entertained by we need these guys. Look, if I got to call down to Dallas and go on handle this for them, I need some guys that know what they're doing. See, when you play defensive tackle, your job to plug the hole. You got to be strong now. Your job is just to plug the hole. So I need steaks delivered to them. I need King Cotton bologna delivered to them. I need a stick of salami. I need chocolate cake sent to them. Twinkies. Cupcakes. I need 2 family packs of chicken wings, fried chicken wings sent to them. Yeah. I need a keg of beer sent to them. When they eat 6 wings, they just pull up the keg. Ain't no cups. They just lift it up and drink from just open it up. Let it fall down. That's how it's worse than Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just beer all over the shirt. Just nasty looking. This is what I'm looking for in the defensive tackle. Yeah, I need Kool-Aid delivered to them. I need Hungry Jack pancake mix. I need y'all understand what I'm saying. I need all that. I need barbecue shoulder, sent to him, brisket. I need all it. Krispy Kreme donuts. This is what I'm sending to them. We're not eating vegan over there. We're not eating healthy. Those guys, these defensive tackles, we don't want to see no fruits. We don't want no fruit basket. Don't send no oranges in them. We don't know. Don't send no bananas and plums and strawberries. We don't do all that. Don't send that to them. Send these guys some oxtails. You understand? Send these guys some pork chops. Yeah. This is what they need to be eating right now. I need somebody to be 380 pounds starting up the season. Yeah. We don't want these guys talking about we eating salmon, fresh picked salmon from the rivers of California, and we're gonna season it so smoothly with sea salt and paprika. No, we don't want that. Send these guys whole grain catfish, fried. We don't want no baked nothing. Fried. Send it to them whole grain, 5-6 pounds. Kind of fish that you put on the plate and the plate fall over. That's what I'm talking about. Big slabs. Since that we eat whale over here. Forget a fish. Give us the whole whale. That's what I'm gonna serve. We come to me talking about, hey, we want to give these guys some gourmet shrimp. We need no. We want fatback greens, collard greens, mustard greens. We see cornbread. So y'all don't understand what I'm saying. This is what's needed. Huh? Greg says Dan Quinn's gonna have this 2023 defense to another level. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be shocked if this defense would be top 3 in a lot of defensive categories. This is one of the reasons saying that the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl is practice against this defense. I like it. Greg, you know how I feel. I've said the same thing. Top 3 defense. Because I believe that these defensive tackles, Hankins and Mozzie in particular, are going to get the job done. I believe that. I believe it. Phone line is open. Nobody don't call in, I'm gone. 901-654-6853. 901-654-6853. 901-654-6853. Phone line is open. If not, I'm done for the evening. I think I done talked about it. I'm finna go get on Amazon and order some of this stuff anymore. They need ribs. That's what they need. I'm in Memphis, so you know we got the ribs down here for them. I'm just gonna go on FedEx them some good shoulder and ribs. Just tell them just to eat. Just eat. Get big. Get big. Get big. Yeah. Eat seconds. Eat seconds. Don't stop at one plate. Get you another plate. Eat. Yeah. John says, how many more years you riding with that? John, we pretty much have no choice. I mean, what's the alternative? I think he's a good quarterback. He's not he's not one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the league, but I think he's good. I think you can win with him. I do. It's really not about how much we ride with them. Cowboys are gonna give him that extension, so we stuck with him. We're stuck with that. I don't know why everybody don't think he's not gonna get the extension. That's crazy. I mean, what's the alternative if you're not getting Dak? What is your alternative? There's nobody really coming out of college that you're going to turn the keys over to. This team is ready to win now. You're not turning the quarterback, giving the keys to a quarterback that's a rookie. Then if we're talking free agents, there's nobody there. If you're trading, you got to get somebody on the same level as Dak or better. So who you trading for? But you see what I'm saying? Dak ain't going nowhere. Dak would be a Cowboy for the next 4 to 5, 6 years coming up. Might as well get used to it. It is what it is. All right, no one's called. I appreciate you guys. I've had a very long day. A very long day. I'm a little tired. I hope you guys, I know some of you guys are as well. Had a pretty long day. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I need to see for the O's that are here, if you don't mind. Yeah, exactly. Secondary competition is going to be fierce, Greg. You're absolutely right. I don't think it's really a lot of competition, though, Greg. I think the real competition is going to start at our number 3. Yeah, from 3. And 3, only reason why I'm saying it, because if Jordan Lewis is still on his team, he's competition for Deron Bland. And this Eric Scott kid that everybody's raving about, he look like he's already moved himself into a pretty much good spot as far as being a backup cornerback. So that's what the competition will begin for that. All right. Appreciate y'all so much, John, Greg, those that have popped into the chat line. Thank you guys for popping in on me. Thank you to those that are on Podbean. Appreciate you so much. Listen, let's get out of here. Now, if you've been on my show, you already know what I'm looking for at the end. Let me see those hand clap emojis, because you know we groove our way out of here. You know we groove our way out of here. If you're on Podbean, I need to see the clap, the hand clap emojis. I need to see it now. Once I see one hand, I will get on out of here. Let's go ahead and move on out. All right. Let me see what's going on here now. Y'all ain't helping the boy out today. What y'all doing? There it is, John. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. We can go ahead and go on home, man. Y'all have a good evening. Appreciate y'all popping in on me on tonight. Join me on probably this Saturday as we continue on. Maybe a part of this week as well. Okay. I might come back during this week and talk some more, probably in the morning time if I do that. But regardless, just know I'm coming. That's all you need to know. I'm coming. Let me hear the hand claps have already been done. We can get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show. Now put your hands